grew my Instagram from 0 to 10K in about 5 months. And now I'm about to tell you how I did it. So stay tuned.
It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate.
Hey Hustle Babes, I'm Chanel the Brand Hustler, and this is a channel for all of my Hustle Babes who are interested in gaining insight on the entrepreneurial journey while learning essential marketing and business tips for their brand. If that sounds like you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and join me on this journey. So I started my business in April of 2019, and by fall of 2019, I reached 10,000 followers. For me, I can say that 10K was more about the impact and my reach. But if I have to be completely honest, I cared a lot about the swipe up feature because it got super tiring and annoying to always have to tell people the link is in my bio. The link is in my bio. So now I can actually post a story and just tell them to swipe up, which is super easy for me. I've reflected on what I did to get to 10K, and I've created 5 impactful tips that I feel like can help you grow your Instagram page as well. Before we get to the tips, I have a huge announcement. With February being the month of love, I have decided to give away $100 to one lucky person. To get the details on how to enter, just make sure that you open up the description box below and click the link right below where it says enter the giveaway. In order to win, you must be subscribed to this channel and you must have a Cash App unless your entry doesn't count. Winner will be announced the first week of March, so make sure that you're on the lookout for that video. But that's enough talk. Let's get into these tips. Tip 1. Post frequently and at high traffic times. For me, I find that posting 3 times a day when I'm trying to grow works best. When you're thinking about high traffic times, you want to think about when are people most likely to pick up their phone and scroll on Instagram. Think about breakfast, lunch, and dinner times and post within those ranges, right? So if I had to give you some solid times to choose from, you probably want to post anywhere between 7 and 9 a.m., anywhere between 12 and 2 p.m., and then anywhere between probably like 6 or 7 and 9 p.m. at night. Another thing that you want to do to make sure that you're posting frequently is you want to post on your story, right? So this is separate from the 3 times a day you're going to post on your page. On your story, I suggest posting at least 10 times, right? And that is about once every hour or once every half hour. The reason why is because with stories, as your story gets more old, you're pushed to the back of the person's kind of highlight reel, if I had to say a name for it, right? And so you want to make sure that you're putting fresh content on there so that your face can be pushed to the front of that IG story kind of highlight reel. So post 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and make sure that you're posting 10 times a day on your story. Tip number 2, go to events. I suggest checking out sites like Eventbrite or something similar to find events in your area that are either networking or vendor events. You want to make sure that you're finding events that your target audience would go to. There's no need to go to a golf tournament event if your target audience doesn't necessarily like or play golf, right? So you definitely want to keep your target audience in mind when looking for these events. The reason I suggest going to events is because you get to build trust that cannot be built online. In-person trust is a different level of trust. If you're in a service business especially, this is super important for you because trust is one of the reasons people will buy from you or pay you to perform a service for them, right? So when it comes to service-based businesses, I suggest going above and beyond, not only to be a vendor or just to network, but you definitely want to have some events on your list that you want to speak at. So pitch yourself to these events and ask them to be a panelist or a guest speaker or anything of that sort. And if that doesn't work out, whatever event you go to, if there's an opportunity to speak, You need to take that opportunity to speak. One of the biggest events that I have went to in the past has been the Judy Dropping Knowledge Tour. And although there weren't any guest speakers or any vendors, I made it my mission to get to speak to all of the people that were in attendance. And so I took the opportunity when she presented a time to speak, to stand up and speak to the thousands of people that were there. If you're in a service business, that is going to be super important for you because you're going to be able to walk away with hot leads. If you don't know the difference between cold, warm, and hot leads, basically cold leads are people that have never heard about you before. They don't know you from a can of paint. They don't trust you. Warm is once they've already had an interaction with you or they've seen you somewhere else and they kind of know your work a little bit. And then hot leads is they've had some type of conversation with you. They've had an in-person interaction. You already identified their issue and have already told them that you have the solution to fix it. And so now they're super interested, and 9 times out of 10, they are ready to pay you to do whatever service that is, right? And so cold, warm, and hot leads work for product-based businesses too, but it is super important for a service-based business to go to these events and speak at them. For everybody else, definitely go and network, have a vendor table, and if you can speak, get up and speak. Tip number 3, use hashtags. Hashtags to me are like Googling for social media. Not only do they categorize posts into different topics, but they also help you expand your reach because you're able to reach the people who are interested in certain topics and who are searching certain topics. So here is what I suggest you do to create your hashtags. Analyze your target audience. Know what they're looking for, how they're looking for it, and why they're looking for it. Based off of that, you will be able to come up with a list of hashtags that you know fit their interests, a page they're following, or even you can follow hashtags, a hashtag they're following. So you definitely want to combine those hashtags into a hashtag group. Instagram limits you to 30 hashtags. I tend to stop at 27 just because I don't want to push it, but you can go all the way to 30 if you want. The major point for this tip is to analyze your target audience and to build your hashtags off of that. Stop using random hashtags that you just think have reach that's going to attract people. You want to attract the right people and you want your reach to be amplified to the right people. Tip 4, engage with your audience. Engagement is one of the driving factors behind the Instagram algorithm. What does that mean? That means that the more engagement your post has, the higher it will rank. So when thinking about captions, posts, graphics, videos, whatever it is that you plan on posting to Instagram, you want to think about things that will engage your viewers, your audience, your Instagram family. Ask them questions. Ask them to take a poll. Compare posts, A or B. Get their emotions or their thoughts on something. Really think outside of the box to get them to respond and engage in your comments, right? You also want them to engage by sharing your post on their story, of course, liking your post, and by saving your post for later. For my service-based businesses, that comes with posting helpful tips. Helpful tips that people want to save and reflect on later on whenever they're in the particular situation that your tip was about. That counts as engagement. Think about all of these factors. Is your post helpful? Is it funny? Is it entertaining? Is it a conversation starter? If your post does not check off at least 2 of those boxes, then it is not an engaging post. I need you to listen up to this. Engagement is not one-sided. You too should engage with your audience. If I spoke to somebody and they never spoke back, I'm probably not going to keep talking to them. And so that is how your audience feels. If people are commenting, if they're replying to your story, respond. Even if it's just liking their response and throwing up some emojis, respond. Let them know that you care about them taking their time out to engage with your post or your story. And finally, tip 5, use paid promotion. So paid promotion is when you pay a blog page in exchange for them to post content you provide them with, right? And so that is separate from an influencer type of post, because influencers you usually send product to, they have to create their own content, whether that's a song, a video, picture, whatever, and put it out to their audience. With paid promo, you are 9 times out of 10 giving them the content and you're just paying them to post it. So here's what I suggest when doing paid promo. You need to make sure that you have analyzed your audience. Think about what kind of pages they follow and what kind of posts they will interact with. Use that to find pages that you can pay to then post something that will translate into followers for your business page. And so for me, I was able to grow tremendously at the beginning from the help of paid promotion. I think I got maybe about 3,000 of my followers from doing paid promotion the correct way. So do not send them a sale flyer. Do not send them some basic ad that you have created in the past. You really want to analyze your target audience and look at the page and make sure that you combine the two to create a creative post that you will send them. Another tip for paid promo pages is definitely ask them for their analytics. Do not just go paying pages outrageous amount of money because they say that they have this reach. Ask them for their analytics. Tell them to show you the top locations. Tell them to show you their top ages and their gender. And from there, make the decision on whether or not you want to continue with that relationship for them to post your content. That pretty much sums up all of the tips that I have for you today. If you're interested in gaining more detail on how to grow your page and expand your reach, I suggest that you sign up for my Instagram Booster Workshop. During that workshop, I'm going to be giving you my caption formula to help you build engaging captions. I'm also going to be telling you how I used hashtags to reach over 40,000 people in one post. And I'm going to tell you how to create paid promotion that will convert. If those sound like some things that you want to learn and some things that you're interested in, definitely click below and open up the description box and sign up for the Instagram Booster Workshop. Other than that, that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up and share it with somebody that you know will benefit from these tips. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button down below because I am dropping super beneficial videos that will help you and your brand and your business. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at The Brand Hustler. And if you want to get personal, follow me on my personal Instagram at I am Chanel Q. So until next time, I am about to be out of here. Bye.